Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be going over some tips for the new grad and the physiotherapy intern. So for a lot of us as um, physiotherapists, we would have started out with a student loan and we have student loan to pay back. So today we want to just touch on that topic and a few tips from someone who was able to pay off their student loan in 2.5 years and to help others who have the desire to do the same as well. So coming out of internship or in internship, first thing you have to do is budget. If you don't budget, you don't know how your spending is going, you don't know where your money is going. You'll just be working and you don't know where the money is going. So to avoid that, because that spills over into working, because if during internship you have no idea where the internship money went, then when you start working for your first year, you'll have no idea where your money went. So budgeting is of utmost importance. It may seem simple, mundane, or you just feel boring, but having an idea of what is coming in and what is going out also helps you to be grateful for all the blessing that is coming in so that you can prepare for more coming in, because stewardship is also a part of it. All right, so you steward what you have so that you can receive many more blessings to come. So with budgeting, first you want to separate your expenses into housing, transportation, food, and your obligations. At least that's how I did it. So what I try to aim for, the physiotherapy intern salary is quite small. So what I try to aim for is to get houses that were between 25 to 30% of the overall salary. Based on where you are, it may vary. And then you have to also lower your expectations, because you're not trying to live luxurious during internship. You're trying to get the experience and get out, right? As you continue to go further, then you can worry about luxury. For me, when I was in Kingston, I worked at KPH and UWI Hospital, as well as Boston Hospital. The salary ranges for those were between 70 and 90,000, and from there now I try to keep my rent between 25,000 in for rent only. When you add the bills, it went up to like 33,000, right? Nowadays you may not get anything for 25,000 because rent and everything has gone up, but that's the average budget that I had to work with, and that's the aim that I tried to achieve. So after that, next was transportation, right? So for me, I didn't go a lot of places. So I just went to work, came home, and that was it. So for transportation, for you, you may budget for also your round the town trips like entertainment and groceries. So when you budget for that, you want to budget for your fare to work, as well as your fare to go grocery shopping, and if you use things like I'm forgetting the name of the taxi service at the moment, but On Time and so forth, and Apollo, right? So you have to budget for those. And then another thing, you have to be punctual, because when you're late and you miss the bus, if it is a bus that you take, you may have to call a taxi, and then from there, that adds to your planned expenses or unplanned expenses. So for transportation, you want to keep that between 10% of the overall salary, right? Then you go into food. For me, this was also simple because I cooked a lot. I always ensure that I cook my meal. I rarely bought food on the road. From time to time, I would buy lunch. So Thursday, Friday, I would buy lunch. But from Monday to Wednesday, I would ensure that I have cooked meal that I bring to work and I just reheat. So that helped me to save money, and then helped me to allocate more resources towards paying off my student loan. Then you have your obligations. So a lot of persons contributed to your education, and then you have a person that you have to give back to, as well as the fact that you also owe student loan. So student loan will set a percentage that they want to be paid back. And for me, that was 11,000 or 10,500 and something, but I just rounded off to 11,000. So here's where it gets interesting. The tips I learned about student loan was that if you pay just under double, the additional amount goes to principal payment. However, the system is smart, and then after doing that for 3 or 4 months, the The extra amount then goes into prepayment. Prepayment does not help the balance of your loan. It just creates a cushion in the event that there's a gap between internship and when you get a job, right? So that doesn't necessarily help. But as you get into internship, after internship finishing, you get a job and you continue paying, you want to call your agent and ask them to put your prepayment towards your balance. Why I suggest doing that is because prepayment does not affect the calculated interest. So if you, for easy calculation, say you owe $1 million, right, and you have 100,000 in prepayment, the interest for next month is calculated on the $1 million and not the 900,000, which the prepayment would be minus from the million. So you're paying more interest for each month, right? And then another tip I learned is that don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't go broke trying to pay off student loan. You want to ensure that you invest half of the money. Say you can allocate 20,000 to speed up the process. I would say instead of putting all 20,000 on it, this is something I learned later, almost halfway through the loan. You want to split, go for an offensive and defensive strategy. A defensive strategy involves paying down debt as fast as possible. An offensive strategy involves utilizing your capital to make more money so that you can pay off debt faster. My initial strategy was defensive, so I actually was hurrying to pay off student loans. So some months I had paid double the amount. And then after learning about it, I realized that instead of paying double the amount, I would look for investment opportunities, and then from there, put that extra money towards the investment opportunity. That created a safety net for me, and then from there, I went on to reallocate some of that investment to close my loan in a shorter time frame, right? So that's where the allocation and obligations comes in. So when you start working, I don't know if a lot of us know, but when you work in the public system, you don't qualify for a retirement plan unless you're appointed. To be appointed, it's very hard, very tricky. Very few people get appointed, and until you get appointed, they don't start allowing you to save for retirement. So you would have to start an individual retirement account. What I did was to start one as soon as I learned that info. Fortunately for me, that was 3 months into my working period. And then from there, I went on to continue that until recently when I closed it. And it was surprising to know that after only 3 years, I had close to 200,000, right? And that was just a monthly automatic payment of $5,000, right? So that was really, really helpful for me, right? So with that, I recommend that you start your retirement account as soon as possible, as young as possible, as well as start investing as young as possible. Why I say start investing? When you're investing, it helps you to have a peace of mind and be rest assured that you're not working from day to day and you're not seeing your money. When you invest and your money grows, you look back and say, wow, I should have started that. For example, when I was working, my hourly salary would have been like $3,500. It brought great pride to me the first time I invested 5,000 and I saw it return that $3,500, and I was like, look at that is $3,500 that I did not have to spend time working. I just made a wise financial decision, and that rewarded me with 1 hour's worth of work, right? So I encourage all persons to learn about investing, start investing, and invest diligently, prudently, and consistently. As physios, we don't have as much opportunity to make a large lump sum, so I recommend that you start as soon as possible, right? Here's where I'm going to end the video for today. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for tuning in, and continue to tune in. Godspeed.